toxic gossip train, chugging down the tracks of Univision Station. Welcome to my channel, or if you're watching this on my podcast channel, welcome to the Here for the Chaos podcast. I am your host, Lilac. We need to just jump right into this one because it's a little crazy. It's a lot. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let me know anything you want me to talk about, and let's get into it because, listen, I saw it coming. Real quick, if you hear my fan in the background, it has to be that way because otherwise things will start to sweat, which is disgusting, but I'll do it for the right price. Okay, so for those of you who are new to the channel or just new to me in general, hey, I love Ariana Grande. She is actually one of the reasons I started singing. Yes, I'm a little singer, whatever, link in bio because I just dropped. So I've been listening to Ariana Grande since way back, okay? Way back before all of the, I think we sing way back when it was, I looked in the rearview mirror and it seemed to make a lot more sense. Yeah, baby, you know how to dry the rain, and you decided not to make a change. I was running out of wind there. I'm sorry. Listen, y'all, it's hot and I got asthma. That's gonna be my excuse. Anyway, I've been there. I was there for all the relationships, the thank you next. Also, for those of you who are living under a rock and do not know who Ariana Grande is, okay, that's a way to live your life. So you mean so that would mean you would be telling me that you've never heard, I got a bad idea. So that would mean you're telling me seriously to my face. You are telling me that you would have never heard, wearing no ring but ain't gonna be no misses. Kind of age nice. So that means that you're telling me to my face that you've never heard, boy, it got me walking side to side. The one song she had with The Weeknd, you got to love me harder. Love me harder. Speaking of The Weeknd, if you want me to review his show, let me know because wow, what a train wreck. Ariana Grande is a singer, massively successful. Okay, again, for anyone who doesn't know her, it's like, I will be jumping, at least I'm in love. Rain on me, yeah, rain on me, yeah. Okay, you know, like, have some class. Okay, anyways, Ariana Grande has been known to kind of have, I'm trying to describe her romantic life in a respectful way because number one, it ain't my business. It's not none of our business yet. We still here. But number two, I love her and I want to do a song with her so bad some days. She has been known to care very deeply, very quickly. And I think she finds a lot of people in that headspace that are not right for her, and you know, it's been a lot, and I think she's even self-admittedly said like it's been a little bit hectic for her trying to find love. And the most recent was Pete Davidson, which, let me talk about something real quick with Pete Davidson. What do you have in your trousers, boy? I must know, because no disrespect, but like, if I'm picturing in my head, I'm cooking up the perfect man, I'm thinking, all right, this dude, this one right here, he probably is pulling every baddie right and left. It would not be you. No disrespect, you cute in your own way. But I know that the real information I'm searching for is on the ground floor. You know, it's, well, not on the ground floor, it's the second floor. You got something backing in there. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say, and I'm curious. And not for me personally. I'm in a relationship. Stop it, Pete. But yeah. Weird tangent aside, Pete Davidson proposed to Ariana Grande. Everybody was like, okay. I think a lot of Ariana's fans just want to support her, and so we were all like, that's cool. Yeah, So that happened June 2018. That obviously does not work out for its own reasons. Actually, let me see if they say. Oh yeah, she essentially said that she broke up with Pete because of Mac Miller, who had recently passed away due to, I don't know if I can say this, but due to an overabundance of something that should not be in your body. It was very sad, and she basically said that she couldn't get over him. She wrote Ghostin' about Mac Miller, which is one of the prettiest songs I have ever heard in my life. If you have a really good pair of headphones and you just lay back and you maybe let something that comes from the earth into your body and you just chill off that song, it is gorgeous. It will make you cry. After Pete Davidson, Ariana Grande had been single for a little bit. I don't know that she's ever been single for that long, which no shade, no tea. She has been compared to Taylor Swift, but no, that didn't come from my mouth. I love you, Ariana. So a lot of people were saying that Ariana Grande and Pete Davidson's relationship was quick, to say the least. They started officially dating May 2018, and they were already engaged by July 2018. And Pete Davidson had already had tattoos of her, and I just need to know, Pete, why do you do this? It's giving Jax from Vanderpump Rules. You need to just be cool off that. I think he tattooed Kim Kardashian's kids' names, which is just, it's all kinds of weird, sir. It really is. You need to stop. Listen, you're already well known for one thing, and it ain't the tattoos. So now we get to the current relationship, or what was the current relationship, spoiler alert. Ariana Grande's husband, Dalton Gomez. Dalton Gomez is a luxury realtor in Los Angeles. I think he actually sold her house. But they met in February 2020, which was around the pandoodoo. I don't know if I can say it still. I'm really not trying to be immature about it. It was a horrible time. I was actually a healthcare worker during that time. It was terrible, but I don't know if I can say it because Mama YouTube will get mad. Yeah, it was around that time where everybody was stuck together. Literally, she released a song called Stuck With You. And I could see how it would be easy to fall in love during that time because, you know, you're stuck literally with this person. It forces you to have all these deep conversations and kind of accelerate things. It reminds me of Love is Blind, which seems equally as unhealthy, actually way more unhealthy. So then the couple was seen kissing in February 2020, but were made Instagram official in June 2020. Honestly, it was like a whirlwind. I remember seeing her pictures on Instagram and I was like, they are so cute together. She seems so enamored. Like I've never seen her like this before. And I remember not seeing a lot on his end because he doesn't really post like that. He's a very private person, which I thought at the time was probably something that would be good for her, you know, not having someone in the industry that's not like, you know, enamored with all these things and he's selling these luxury multi-million-dollar houses. He has his own money, you know. I feel like there was probably a lot of security initially for her. And I was like, okay, this is so cute. By December 2020, Dalton proposed and they were engaged. Again, another fast engagement. People did take note of that, but I think people overall were a lot more supportive of this one because they genuinely seemed like this time was different. Social media is really good at that though, so something to note. The ring, which I read that she actually designed and picked out, and he was just kind of like, okay, that's allegedly. I don't know if that's true. It sounds pretty on par. I've actually heard most men just kind of let women, you know, go for it, which, you know what? I'll take it. I'll take the snowflake ring with a dragon on it. Okay. So then May 2021, they got married inside her home. It was very pretty. She looked so elegant. The world was just screaming. We were living. We were just here for it. We were happy for her. They had been married 2 years, I think going on 3 years this year. So it really did seem like everything was all good, but it wasn't. Honeymoon Avenue, honeymoon Avenue, my baby. So now we're going to speed up to this year. 2023. Ariana Grande starts appearing places without her wedding ring, and she's preemptively addressing these rumors by saying, oh, I'm just getting it cleaned. Don't make it a bigger deal than it is. I'm not getting a divorce. But one, if you have to say that, I feel like it was a Freudian slip. And two, I mean, and I understand her want for privacy as well. And I actually talked about this in one of the very first podcast episodes. I think it was the first podcast episode on my podcast channel, where we were talking about the people who were speculating on how she looked and saying that she didn't look healthy and she didn't look happy, and her kind of addressing that. And we got into, do we think Dalton is cheating? Because at that time he had deactivated his Instagram. And there were also a lot of rumors going around that he was bisexual. Start with the basics of her husband deactivating his Instagram.
Girl, listen, I woke up to that. I was like, oh no. Listen, the tweet that I saw, this guy tweeted and he was like, oh, he deactivated his Instagram, I know what that means. I had to go through the whole thread to figure out what does that mean in guy language. And basically it means that man cheated and he's guilty, child. Do you believe it?
Yes. Men are trash.
Oh.
So, first of all, called it. But second of all, I want to say, during this time, Ariana Grande was overseas filming her dream role of Glinda the Good Witch in The Wiz. So there was a lot of time where Dalton and her were apart, and I could see how it would put a lot of strain on a relationship. I mean, it's not just a couple months away, it's a long time away. There were rumors that he had cheated during this time. There was just a lot going on with the couple, and I think they were falling apart. I think that it was a little bit doomed from the start, just from the timeline of it, because you go from having all this time with this person in quarantine, back to back to back. It's you and them. You're having these deep conversations. Things are like flying by fast. And then all of a sudden you have to come to reality and realize that the person you married may not understand your lifestyle, may not want a partner who is not home. And I think that's a very real concern that didn't come up, because when you're in the puppy dog phase, it's a nice place to be. Like, let's be honest. So yeah, it was said that that caused a lot of strain between the couple. So now we're on July 17th, which was just last week. This story has been developing like crazy, and it's official. The news has come out. They're separating. The two are divorcing. It's just not working out. You may think to yourself, all right, well, that's sad, but it happens and the story ends there, right? No. Not even 3 days after this comes out, divorce papers have not even been filed yet. She is spotted with her new man. Yes, you heard me right. Her new man, Ethan Slater, who is a co-star. And honestly, between the Sydney Sweeney stuff and the Taylor Swift and Joe stuff, what is with people dating their co-stars? Now, it's rumored that Ariana is dating her co-star fresh off her divorce. I mean, again, papers have not even been filed yet. Allegedly, Dalton's doing the same thing. They're both dating other people. But here's where I start to feel a little bit of the ick. Even if this is the case and y'all are moved on, I think that rubbing your new partner in your ex-partner's face is petty at best and just very immature. I just don't see why it needs to happen. I understand her life is public and things are public and whatever, but obviously if this leaks so fast, y'all are doing some PDA over the pants, or you're making out, or you're doing something that's very obvious and in people's face, and I don't know. Maybe Dalton's been like a wild beast behind the scenes and she felt justified. I don't know. I just think that it's a little messy. The other thing, her co-star, Ethan Slater, left his family for Ariana, allegedly. He has a wife and a child. Poof, gone. Now this is where I'm gonna have to like reel it in, because I'm gonna start to get irritated. Their son was born 2022. Ariana, you could do so much better. Not Broadway SpongeBob. That's why this man plays SpongeBob, because he's a damn joke. Her new man and his ex, Lily what? I'm like freaking out. Lily J. Their son was born 2022. You mean to tell me that you had a woman pop a whole baby out last year, probably less than a year ago, and you're cheating? So now here's where I'm at. I'm like so disappointed. I've heard everything under the sun about this relationship, from she is cheating on Dalton a bunch, with everyone from Jim Carrey to, I've heard it all. I've also heard that he has been unfaithful. I'm pretty sure it's probably a good mix of both. Whatever happened between them, that is not my business. Unfortunately, when you're in the public eye, it becomes everyone's business. However, I don't care if you have to end it. I don't think you should be shamed for having to end relationships that don't serve you. But Ariana, take a break. I know I'm a nobody on the internet and I don't know anything. You know, I'm not one to be giving advice. However, you have a track record of looking for love in the wrong places because you are not looking for it in you. And I totally understand that struggle. I have that struggle. I very much have that struggle. And it's not an easy one to break. Take a break, because you are so fucking cool. I don't think you understand like how cool you are. It kind of reminds me of Ariana Madix. You are so fucking badass. You truly don't need anyone by your side. And I feel like the art you could create if you tap into you would be mind-blowing. I want to see your peak. I don't care about XYZ. I'm also not like trying to dictate your dating life. Date who you want, but I'm just saying, I think, me personally, as the little nobody on the internet that I am, that you should just take a breather, take a second to be proud of yourself, to be proud of what you're doing. You're playing your dream role. You're a fucking amazing musician. You just don't need anybody by your side. And when the time comes for that to happen, they will be there. And if you're scared of the societal pressures of, at certain ages and milestones, fuck that. You are already breaking every norm in the best way possible, and you don't need to settle. Now, that being said, the disappointment I feel that the person you chose looks like this, but also that the person you chose has a wife and a child, which I don't think you didn't know about. Ooh, it's editing me, and I have the mother of all updates on this story. Okay. So I'm thinking to myself, la-di-da-di-da, it's all great in normal, perfect land, okay? And then Ariana Grande's story comes out. I'm thinking, dang, that really sucks. I thought the marriage was good. Then I hear that she's seeing Broadway SpongeBob before divorce papers are even filed. And now I'm thinking a little bit, Ari, that's a little quirky, don't you think? That's a little weird. Still trying to keep the fantasy, because keep in mind, I've been listening to this singer since I think I was in like middle school or high school. I don't even know. I've been listening to her for a long time. She's one of the reasons I started singing. I did have rose-colored glasses for this person. So I'm thinking, ew, that's not good. But then my boyfriend, love that you brought me the tea. I love that I'm rubbing off on you. Ha! Men, how they love to be like, no, you guys are always gossiping and always in the tea. And then they bring you the tea like, yeah, bring it in. Okay, so he tells me, oh, did you hear? Not only did Ariana Grande know about Ethan Slater and his wife and the baby, she held the baby. She met his wife.
Ariana girl, why is this happening again? Because as more details come out from this guy's wife, Lily, because she's so devastated and heartbroken, it just makes the entire thing just get more and more and more dramatic and just messy. So just before I give you more detail, Ariana and Ethan are working on Wicked in London, right? So they've been there for a while filming and everything. And what does a wife do when her husband is away on a project working? She goes and visits him. So as Lily is a mother to a newborn baby, she decides to take her child and visit her ex-husband in London, right? And of course, this is still when they're together and everything's good. I believe it was around like April. So she gets to the movie set where they're filming Wicked, and she meets the entire cast, and they all head to dinner and like mingle, and Lily meets Ariana. And not only do these two meet, but Ariana meets the baby. And she holds the baby and tells Lily how much she wants a family of her own. And then this bitch proceeds to steal her husband. I mean, not only did you meet his wife and like have dinner with her and get to know her, but you met the baby and you were still able to hook up with him? I mean, it takes two to tango, but when Lily said Ariana is not a girl's girl, honestly, I mean, the signs were there all along. Break up with your girlfriend. I'm bored.
I'm just gonna let that sink in for a minute. This person, who is not even on paper divorced from her husband, has met the wife and baby of the woman whose husband she just stole. Allegedly, he's like filing for divorce. He's out. Baby was born August 2022, so hasn't even been a year. And he's like, yeah, done, bye. How the fuck do you actually live with yourself when you have held the child of the woman whose husband you just stole? And for SpongeBob, he wears plaid pants that are 3/4 length. And that's the one? I'm literally at a loss for words because I started this feeling a little disappointed, but I was like, that's Hollywood, whatever, them's the breaks. And now I'm like, so that's despicable. Gives me the same feelings as the Scandival situation, and so publicly and so messy too. Lily J, who is Ethan Slater's wife, is freaking devastated, obviously. So she's had some things to say, and I wanted to come on here and let you know what she said. I know she specifically said that Ariana is not a girl's girl. And yeah, I'd have to agree with that at this point. I also heard that while Ariana was holding their baby, she was talking to them about wanting to start her own family. And then you took her man. Honestly, my boyfriend has never liked Thank You Next. I always thought it was like a bop, and I was like, oh, that's cool. She's paying respect to her people in her past, and then she's, moving forward with the lessons that she learned. But he always said it felt like she just discarded people and, didn't appreciate people and just kind of like used them. And I was like, I don't know. She had her little things here and there. But this changes a lot of my view on her, and I really hate that. But at the same time, I think we need to keep in mind that the singers and the artists that we like, we're not their friends. We don't know them in real life. We don't know what they're actually like. We hope that they're cool, but a lot of them are a lot different than we conjure them up in our heads. And I'm gonna tell you something. Taking Ariana Grande out of it, if I heard this situation of regular people, so-and-so's divorcing from their partner, but they're with a new partner already, and that new person has a wife and baby who she has met, if that was just random people, I would be horrified. I'd be like, oh, that's some bad people right there. They're bad people. So, I'm just saying, I know we all love our faves, and I know we all love to give them a lot of excuses, and we also love to criticize them a lot, but I'm just saying, this one made me think of you a little differently. It really did. Okay, ew, and he looked like that. All right, so in this article from Elle, it's saying that Ethan Slater, who is the main guy in all this, filed for divorce, as we knew, from his wife of 10 years yesterday, when was this article? July 27th. Okay, so he filed for divorce July 26, 2023. The article says she didn't have any kind words for Grande while talking to Page Six. Yeah, I wouldn't imagine so. She said, quote, Ariana's the story really, not a girl's girl, Jay said. My family is just collateral damage. Oof. She added that her focus is on raising her child whom she welcomed with Slater in August 2022 and being a good mom. And let me tell you something. That really hits when you say that your family was just collateral damage, which in this case it was. I mean, you have your partner of 10 years. You love and trust that person. You brought a human into the world with this person. This is egregious. I'm not even going to sit here and stand by my Ariana, you deserve better, because for you to partake in this, y'all are nasty, and I'm disappointed because it's not going to last. What did y'all really think you were doing with this? He has a fresh kid. He has to be involved with this woman no matter what. So you think what's going to happen? You guys are going to live happy ever after, and he's going to pop out a kid with you right after he popped out a kid with her, and then y'all all be friends and your kids are friends? What's your ideal scenario here? Boy, you got me making bad decisions. Still got a fire discography though. I can't lie. I can't lie about that part. It also has me feeling way worse for Dalton. I saw some things that were basically saying that Dalton had been getting cheated on a lot and Ariana's a serial cheater. That is alleged. I don't know, but I feel bad for going as hard on Dalton. I just think this is a really bad situation. There's really no other way to put it. And I wish the best and healing for Lily J, because girl, that is egregious. And you know what? I feel like this kind of thing, this sort of traumatic thing, I feel like you're going to come back from it, and you're going to come back so strong, and then you're going to look back on it and be like, oh yeah, I really almost had a kid with someone who plays SpongeBob on Broadway, and I could do so much better, and literally anyone could. And I'm so ready for that arc for you. But in the meantime, sending you so much love and light. I know we all are. Oh my gosh, I have the ick. I just feel like you are very, I hate to say these things because I don't know. I feel like it's giving, you're very lost. I just feel like you are lost and looking in the wrong places. I mean that with love. Other drama, let's see, James Charles wants to come back. No. Colleen Ballinger's old news, Jonah Hill sucks. I mean, seriously, what am I supposed to do with this right now? Okay, imagine my surprise when I finish filming this just for the internet to absolutely explode because of Colleen Boo Boo Ballinger. And listen, I wasn't going to talk about this because I thought I was late to the toxic gossip train, but apparently it just keeps chewing. So I've reapplied my makeup just to sit here and sweat some more so we can talk about what just happened. If you're not familiar, Colleen Ballinger is an OG YouTuber. She had her Miranda Sings character who talked like this and was not funny. And it has recently come out that her and her entire family have a lot of that is not supposed to be offensive to Italian people or any accent that sounds like. I just can't say this word or mommy YouTube will cancel me. Not so good things with kids. That's really watering it down. She had multiple victims. Adam Mcintyre, we love you. It has just been a disaster. And after multiple children came forward, she decided to respond in a song with a ukulele that she then allegedly didn't upload. She did. Allegedly. I heard that girls giving out cease and desist like it's no tomorrow with your lawyer that supported a bunch of other heinous people. See, girl, the ghost of Colleen made me forget what I was gonna say. Basically, I have heard a bunch of things. It's not even hearsay anymore. There are screenshots. There are receipts. It is well known that she did these things and decided to turn it into a song, which she then uploaded allegedly to a streaming platform to make money off of. Girl, it is a mess. It was $10.99. It has been stuck in my head pretty much since the day it dropped. I do regret that it is a little bit catchy. Other than that, though, it has just been the worst way to apologize or deal with any kind of, I don't know, I want to say drama, but it's honestly just being a decent human being. Like, if someone told me that I had hurt them and traumatized them, I would feel horrible, especially if that person was a child. That is all the context. The press around this story has been giving that it's obvious that she knows someone that works at these media sources. The TMZ article was skewed and disgusting. And now, why I'm here today, ladies and gentlemen, is the Vanity Fair article that just dropped, that had the audacity to drop. So we're gonna read it. I'm gonna live react. I tried to write notes, but I couldn't. I was just like so everywhere. So we're gonna read it together. Just so you know ahead of time, apparently the author of this just graduated this year and is already writing on a very sensitive topic for a huge publication. Didn't ask Adam, who is the main victim, for his side. And in fact, when Adam reached out to give his side, he just blocked him. He just blocked him. So we see you. We see you, Andrew. Is that his name? I don't even care anymore. Yes, Andrew Quintana. Ridiculous. Colleen Ballinger has been a YouTube star for more than a decade, arguable, amassing tens of millions of followers, many of whom found her when they were teenagers or even younger. Yeah. We know that's kind of the problem. They fell hard for her potty comedy. Let's keep in mind that Colleen has self-described her alter ego Miranda as a PG-13, not for children character.
I also wanted to take a minute to talk about that girl Miranda Sings. You know the one. Yeah, her. She's PG-13.
But now is working with Vanity Fair to call her humor potty humor, which would be for children. And specifically her fictional alter ego Miranda Sings, a talentless adolescent who delusionally believes she can sing despite the fact that she's always off key. Let's also not forget, I'm not letting you get out of any of this, girl. Colleen actually self-admittedly said that Miranda Sings was based on people she went to school with whose dreams outmatched their talent.
So just explain to everybody
Okay.
how you came up with it.
Yes.
Go.
Okay. I was posting like random YouTube videos of me singing, and I saw like related videos of like these teenage girls posting the same songs that I had sung in performance, but alone in their bedroom. Acapella, changing lyrics and doing whatever they wanted with them. And they were terrible, but they were so cocky. And on their YouTube pages, in their profile, they'd be like, I'm doing this to become famous. And I was like, that's so ridiculous. No one gets famous from YouTube. And I went to a private Christian university, and there was a lot of people in my program who were just had the characteristics of Miranda, the character they do.
So what? It's cocky?
Cocky, and just they talk like this, and just like they just thought they were so good, and they would record themselves singing songs and post it online for everyone to see, and no bad comments. They only wanted good feedback.
So basically her whole shtick was her thinking she's above everyone else and everyone is just talentless and below her. So Oh, see? The ghost of Colleen. There's nothing innocent about any of this. Okay? The persona resonated with outcast kids, again the problem, who found her desperate desire for fame to be oh so accurately cringe. I think cringe would be the nicest way to say what she's done, which she says she's only done to her cats.
The only thing I've ever groomed is my 2 Persian cats.
Such success earned Ballinger a Netflix series, Don't Know How, sold out live shows, Don't Know How, and most recently, rapidly intensifying controversy. Now, I don't like how they're phrasing this to make it sound like, oh, you guys didn't have a problem with it back then. What's the problem now? Because it was happening to children who didn't know the gravity of the situation, who are now adults and can comprehend what happened and didn't like it. And it's pretty much just that simple. Late last month, Rolling Stone published a story alleging that Ballinger had engaged in inappropriate behavior, understatement, with underage fans. She asked them to describe their period in great detail, talking about her ex-husband's ding-a-ling-ding-dong with them. She was filming herself doing things to tampons. She made children think that they had to dress a little more skimpy to get her attention. That's just the surface. So, I don't know why it's inappropriate behavior. It's in quotations. That is so condescending and unnecessary. The magazine verified screenshots of texts in which Ballinger asked a minor about their virginity, again, asked if they were virgins, and asked their favorite sexual position. Now, what about that would quantify you putting quotations around inappropriate? Oh, everyone says it's inappropriate. You literally just explained the inappropriate behavior that you are calling into existence. However inappropriate her alleged behavior was, dang girl, the ins you have with these media companies. The article clarified that no sexual crime had been committed and that no evidence in review even hinted at the possibility that Ballinger had intended to start an sexual relationship with a child. You sent lingerie to a child. You asked a bunch of your underage fans to come hang out with you without their parents. You got weirded out when the parents would come. Asked for videos of little girls doing weird things with tampons. It runs in your family. How long is this? Like, I'm getting mad. Ballinger did not respond to Rolling Stone's multiple requests for comment. I'm sure. Because she probably doesn't have an in at Rolling Stone like she does at Vanity Fair and TMZ. To those steeped in the world of YouTube fandom, a chaotic, shape-shifting minefield where allegiances are fortified and swapped by the hour. What in the chat GPT? Many of these crimes were not new. Yeah, this is kind of the problem. Ballinger had even already responded to some of them. On YouTube, of course. Why did you put that in parentheses? Also, I didn't watch the actual video of her apologize the first time. I'm gonna be honest, because I never liked her. She always annoyed me. I thought she was weird. I never got the lore or the humor or the comedy or the talent. I didn't get it, okay? The package was not delivered. So, I didn't see the first one. However, I heard that the first one was mid, lackluster, and lacked accountability as they do. Rolling Stone's piece was tame, legally sound, one could argue, compared to the language and rumors that had been flying under her for years. So now we're gonna talk about how we should feel bad for someone who exploited children, and when they had the courage to bring up their trauma publicly under the public eye, and no, that's not for exploitation on their end or for clout, like she says, but because they had the bravery to speak up for what she put them through. We should feel bad for her. When these children got threats, let's not forget, these children got threats from their idol, but we should feel sorry for her. Andrew, I know you're fresh out of college, sweetheart, but this was not the article to take. I know Vanity needed a scapegoat, but you should have said no. I would not be able to sleep at night if I wrote something like this about a subject like this. Okay, so Rolling Stone is light work, blah, blah. Yet its publication preceded starker allegations against Ballinger getting similarly ushered into the mainstream press, as it should have. A few days after the Rolling Stone piece went live, HuffPost published its own investigative report. Her fans say she groomed them as teens. In the ensuing weeks, Ballinger would be accused of everything from performing a Beyonce song in blackface as Miranda sings, which the jury's still out, but honestly, I think the fact that the jury is even still out shows her character. The fact that you could even come to that conclusion based off what she's shown kind of tells you everything you need to know about it, in my opinion. Okay, this part is where it gets weird. To texting a sex worker's nude photo to a minor. That sex worker is Trisha Paytas. Why did you not say her name? That is so strange. It gives the same energy as, I think it was Cosmo or whoever did an article on the other pedophile, James Charles, and they wouldn't say Tati's name. They kept saying his opponent, his nemesis. Why did you not say Trisha Paytas' name? Is it because she didn't want you to, or is it because Colleen told you not to? That's just very weird to me, and based on what you did to her and how you treated her, that is so foul. Nothing in comparison to what you did to all of the children. Like, what is wrong with you? By the way, illegal. Don't gloss over that part. You texted explicit lewd photos to minors. Okay? You had parties about it, apparently. You have viewing parties about it. You freak. Ballinger's legal team has denied she performed in blackface, I'm sure. I'm starting to think her legal team is just a family member, because what legal team would stick around after you said that instead of verbally implicating yourself in a crime, you're just gonna sing it? Ballinger's legal team has denied she performed in blackface, saying she was wearing green face paint for a prior cover of a song from Wicked. Call back to Ariana. Ooh, don't buy it. Her Sings tour has since been canceled. Good. Her career abruptly stalled. Good. And when this came out on Twitter, baby, the amount of what I can assume are, I mean, I have to assume they're actual adults because they say they were, the amount of parents defending Colleen, the amount of parents, you know, the people that birth other humans that were okay with her mistreating tiny humans, was so despicable to me. I have to kind of convince myself it was just like 13-year-olds that don't get it masquerading as adults, because I can't. When reached for comment, Ballinger's lawyer replied in an email. Oh, they replied to you? But not to Rolling Stone? I wonder why. When reached for comment, Ballinger's lawyer replied in an email that Vanity Fair's inquiries were simply a regurgitation of the baseless and unsubstantiated claims that other media outlets and individuals on social media have reported previously. There are screenshots. Hey man, there's screenshots. There's video that she uploaded herself. She compared herself to a creepy aunt who we can also assume is probably a little bit of a pedo. It's there. It's not unsubstantiated, even a little bit. Even by a nope. And also, why don't you say the individuals' names? The reality of some of these claims, and in turn, the broader narrative around Ballinger, remains murky. Murky? My underboob sweat could be described as murky because it's 118 in Vegas. That's murky. If you go to a swamp in Louisiana, that's murky. There's nothing murky about Colleen Ballinger. She's straight up doo-doo. A dumpster fire. A monster, if you will. She is terrible. There's nothing murky about Colleen Ballinger. Various allegations remain unverified, not true, left to endlessly circulate as they fall under the ever-expanding umbrella of inappropriate behavior. Again, why are you putting that in quotes? It is solidified concrete. It exists. Devil's advocate, even if it didn't exist, if someone said that you genuinely traumatized them and made them feel that way, why would you treat it like this, with this tone? What is wrong with you? And don't blame it on your homeschooling, girl, because I know you only went for like a little bit. You weird, but it's not because of that. In a sense, this is a familiar story for the social media age. Is it? What? Is it? Because of Shane? Because of who else? Who else is doing this? Not you trying to downplay it by being like, everybody else is asking for inappropriate stuff from kids, so ugh. What are you gonna do? But Ballinger's downfall is unique. Sure is. She brought teens into an adult world. I'm glad they said that, because she denied that and made it feel like it was theirs. Then saw those fans turn against her because she groomed them and treated them inappropriately. It's the product of a particular era of YouTube stardom, of a digital persona able to cultivate a feverish and savvy fandom that's been trained to reverse course and maybe seek payback. With the first spilling of tea, this is like borderline unreadable. Like, it feels like just a word sandwich. It almost kind of seems like they're like, if I just throw enough words and some of them are big enough in one sentence, people will be like, yeah, that's gotta make sense, I bet. But it doesn't. And with the first spilling of tea, you're not reciting a prophecy. Why don't we just relax? We're almost done. You could be forgiven if you were one of the millions who, back in the summer of 2020, allied some COVID. I know this is not the approach they're about to take. You could be forgiven if you were one of the millions who, back in the summer of 2020, allied some COVID anxiety by diving into the YouTube drama unfolding between Ballinger and her former fan, Adam Mcintyre. Don't just water it down to a fan. He was fully working for her and managing her Twitter and social media. Also, she confided in him very inappropriately. It was way more than just a fan, but also, let's really not reduce the atrocities this woman has been committing for over a decade down to, oh, we all got a little bit bored during COVID, so we did some deep dives because we're nosy when we're bored. We couldn't go outside. Blah. I'm not impressed. Andrew, whatever the fuck your name is, you should have turned this down. A then 17-year-old. I believe it started before he was 17. I'm pretty sure it did. It started with a lot of them around 13, 14, I believe. I believe 14 was when she asked him for pictures of his butt. So Ballinger was his idol. Her merch could be seen all over the Irish teenager's bedroom. That sounds like an extraneous detail. I'm not really sure why that was in there. Where he recorded his own videos. Are we gonna lead it up to he wants clout? An aspiring influencer himself, making sweet, low-stakes YouTube content about his life. On June 22nd, McIntyre posted a video to his channel titled Colleen Ballinger, Stop Lying. I remember that video. In it, McIntyre told several seemingly unrelated stories. Oh, okay, so because the wasn't in order, it didn't happen. Is that the angle we're going with? Okay. One recounted the time Ballinger sent him lingerie in the mail. She asked if he wanted. They tried to make it seem like he asked for it. That's not what happened. To his mother's horror, the lingerie was new and unworn, and Ballinger has since apologized for sending it. Kind of. Another was intended to debunk the rumor that he was secretly behind some anti-Miranda Singh social media accounts that Ballinger had gotten wind of. Who the fuck, honestly, do you think you actually are? You're not the president, dude. You're sending minions out to figure out your anti-Miranda propaganda. Girl, you rub lipstick all over your face as a personality trait and sing badly and are mean. You are not the fucking queen of the universe, I promise. A third concerned the fallout of a tweet that Ballinger allowed McIntyre to post as Miranda sings, she cleared it several times, from the character's Twitter account that led to him never posting on her behalf again. He'd been considered her social media intern because she didn't want to pay him. He said with hopes of being employed by her one day in that capacity. Ballinger says he only had access to her account for one day. That is not true. It was like months, I think. And that if all went well, she had planned to hire him formally. The tweet in question was seized upon as queer baiting by Miranda's fandom. She came out as a Meghan Trainor fan and led to intense backlash from a tweet that you let a minor tweet from your account that you approved. Boo-hoo, bitch. It might sound strange to hear that Ballinger had put a fan in charge of her character's Twitter to begin with. Yes, but that access went in line with her public image of children's content. Ballinger was closely aligned with her most devoted young viewers. That was the problem. For her to remove that access, as McIntyre experienced, felt painful. Are you really trying to say that a child who was put in charge of running a full-grown adult social media for no pay, no nothing, did all this and made up everything because he felt slighted that he couldn't tweet for her anymore? Okie doke. If that's the... Hey, listen, if that's the angle you want to take with it... Disgusting. McIntyre felt that Ballinger was guilting him. She was selfishly preoccupied with her reputation rather than his feelings. She was. That's the least of what she did. After the backlash, she apologized for the tweet. Later, she denied ever blaming McIntyre and said she should have reviewed his tweets more carefully. She had approved it multiple times. She definitely did blame him. Cody came out and then retracted and then whatever, but she definitely did blame him. So let's not rewrite history. I know we love to do that, but let's not do that. And now we're on to the James Charles portion, our favorite sister. Then came the YouTube response to McIntyre's YouTube accusation. A classic back and forth. A classic back and forth. Okay. Between a child and an adult, let's just, okay. Shouldn't even be a back and forth. Shouldn't even get there. One of them's an adult. If the names James Charles and Tati Westbrook mean anything to you, you get the idea. Well, at least they're actually saying Tati's name in this one. And no, we don't get the idea. These situations are not even close to the same. Ballinger, 33 at the time of her response to a teenager, posted a classic apology vlog. Oh, those classic apology vlogs. She revealed screenshots of her Instagram DMs she'd sent to McIntyre and one that McIntyre's mother had purportedly sent to her, which I'm assuming was the one where she told Miranda, don't ever talk about my child again, which seemed to be Ballinger's way of assuring viewers of what really happened. Okay, a strategy not unlike McIntyre's. Okay, again, child versus adult. No, just no. In a DM, she accuses him of going too far. Oh, the child went too far? The child you sent lingerie to and supposedly in response to him asking her to imagine her newborn son being taken advantage of in the same way he felt he had been, which she said, how dare you bring my son into this, because she has 2 brain cells and cannot fathom what he actually meant or is just being willfully ignorant. I'm not sure which one. She also elaborated upon the lingerie incident. Oh, please do. During a live stream giveaway with her fans, Ballinger explained McIntyre had asked for the article of clothing. He did not. You asked him if he wanted it. He said yes because he loved you and looked up to you. He did not ask you for it. He didn't. It didn't happen. Manipulation station. Don't copyright claim me, girl. Okay, according to her, he'd even send photos of himself jokingly posing in the underwear to group chats that included Ballinger and her most noted fans because he was trying to impress you, because he looked up to you, and he didn't know it was weird at the time because he was a child. Ballinger painted a seemingly accurate portrait of the Miranda Sings community. A silly place for kids. Like McIntyre to belong. Colleen literally said, Miranda was never meant for kids. Miranda was always PG-13. So your own connect here, girl, is saying right here, it says it right here, Miranda Sings community, a silly place for kids. Like McIntyre to belong. Kids who you put in group chats with your 30-year-old ass, with your other weird siblings. Looking up to an increasingly famous and powerful public figure. Yes, that was the problem. I'm not a monster. I'm not a groomer. And I do not deserve to die, Ballinger said in a video, alluding to the possibility that she'd received death threats. You sent people to send death threats to children. Obviously, that's lame for everyone. Don't do that. Don't send anyone a death threat, but you did that to children. You also left them stranded in places without their parents and any way to communicate and any money. Public opinion, or at least YouTube fandom, swayed back towards Ballinger, though the pendulum would swing back and forth for years. McIntyre established a new YouTube identity as Ballinger's whistleblower. This is very defamatory. Emily D. Baker, where you at, girl? Frequently posting new videos and racking up hundreds of thousands of views by commenting on the hypocrisy of her every move. That's not what happened. First of all, Adam talks about a wide range of topics all the time. He just happened to talk about his abuser, which he got backlash for at first and still was brave enough to continue to talk about it until other victims felt comfortable coming forward. And you're saying he was watching her every move? Since I've started watching Adam, which was around when the original Colleen thing came out, I saw some videos, but it was not the majority. It wasn't. He was covering every topic under the sun. It was like any other drama channel, like Angelica Oles. You are so wrong for framing it like that. Meanwhile, Ballinger continued to work on a YouTube channel that was far from her Miranda Sings satire. Colleen Vlogs offered a wholesome lifestyle content about her kids. I don't care about your wholesome content, and also you made weird jokes even in your vlog content. Okay, I gotta speed this up because my camera keeps dying, and I'm just rambling way too much. This just makes me so mad. Where we left off, Colleen Vlogs offered wholesome lifestyle content about her kids. McIntyre appeared to seize on this, accusing Ballinger's brother's family, the Ballinger family, who have a family-oriented channel, of endangering and exploiting their children online, which they do. It's a family history, and the only thing I will say for Colleen or on her behalf is a lot of abused people end up growing up to abuse other people. And it's obvious something happened. I don't know what that is, but whatever it was, I am sorry that happened. Doesn't excuse it. Adam said how creepy that I felt I watched them grow up. It's disgusting. His critique gave way to a denunciation of family channels more broadly, which family channels should be abolished. They are exploitative by nature. You can just have home videos. The whole world doesn't need to see it. There are creepers. There, people that don't need to see your family videos. They just don't. For years, this drama was very insular, and it probably should have stayed that way. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know what insular means. Okay, insular. Ignorant of or uninterested in cultures, ideas, or peoples outside one's own experience. So let's go back and figure out what the fuck he meant by that. For years now, this drama was very insular. So inside, is he saying it's like a Mandela effect? Like it was up to people's experience? What the hell? And it probably should have stayed that way. No. We don't shame victims for coming out. But on June 7th, McIntyre posted an anti-Ballinger video, as he does every so often. How do you sleep at night? How do you actually sleep at night? Framing this against a minor who is speaking up about his abuser. How do you sleep at night? This one was titled, My Relationship with Colleen Ballinger. He had new details, he claimed, describing staying up with her back when they were close. There were text messages of her trying to have a sleepover with a bunch of minors. And also, these videos that he's posting are like hours long. You really think while he's doing all his other stuff that he has time to fabricate hours and hours of screenshots and photos and videos and other accounts and witnesses and tweets and things she posted herself describing staying up with her back when they were close and listening to her talk about her divorce. According to McIntyre, she embroiled him in a hateful campaign against her ex-husband. If she did that would mean she has doo-doo brain because she would be taking marriage advice from a child. Then he came to a realization that shocked YouTube. This woman used me. This woman groomed me. Yes, in my opinion, she did. Allegedly, so you don't sue me. She did. The line set in motion yet another stream of blowback against Ballinger, but this time the word grooming captured the attention of the mainstream press as well. The substance of Ballinger's alleged grooming has not gone beyond what McIntyre has described in his videos or what a few other fans allege thereafter. It has not been interrogated by media outlets reporting on the controversy either. You didn't ask him for his point of view, Andrew or whatever your name is. Also, I don't like the phrasing of just a few other fans. Even if it's only one person, that's too many people. HuffPost published allegations of grooming flexibly, employ the term in a fashion not unlike how it's weaponized in right-wing circles against LGBTQ people. All aboard! The described behavior does not approach the sexual exploitation or abuse that the actual definition of grooming indicates. It does. And it's not only sexual. The perception of Ballinger as a groomer nonetheless snowballed. Ballinger eventually decided to, what else? Post another video on YouTube. She took out her ukulele, the way they're downplaying this, to awkwardly, that's their first criticism, is that she's awkward, sing her defense, implying the internet seized upon allegations that she's a groomer for entertainment. At least you're having fun. She said she wanted her fans to be her friends. That's a problem. Admitting that desire was wrong. I'm not a groomer, she's saying, I'm just a loser. You're both. The apology was roundly mocked, especially on YouTube, where parodies have already gotten millions of views. Soon, an old video of Miranda Sings performing single ladies in dark green makeup was unearthed by former fans. To find it, you needed to have a copy of her book with a QR code linking to it, who said it looked like she performed in blackface. Her lawyer sent out a statement explaining the use of the makeup. Headlines were changed, though corrections were not issued. Aww, boo-hoo, aww. McIntyre and another former fan also alleged that Ballinger sent them nude photos from a sex worker. Again, Trisha Paytas. You can say her name, it's okay. Posting unverified, if troubling, text messages as proof. Multiple of them had the same messages. I'm not sure how you can call that unverified. But if she has proof that it's unverified, would love to know, because she keeps saying there's all these gaps. Well, what are they, girl? Where's the proof that you have? Racially insensitive comic performances she performed as Miranda Sings that Ballinger later apologized for. Oh, it's all good, girl. It's all good. Brown community, we can forgive her. She's sorry. All of this being filtered into the current YouTube content machine, wrongdoing exposed with a relentlessness that could rival the anti-Amber Heard brigade. You just compared this to the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial. What a choice. What a choice. After Ballinger posted her ukulele video, McIntyre posted a reaction on Twitch. He was incredulous that Ballinger hadn't apologized to him in private, a reminder, perhaps, that their relationship had reached a turning point years later when he sent out a tweet that briefly got Miranda Sings canceled. He's not trying to be her friend still. Back then, a teenage McIntyre perhaps hoped for sympathy. Another chance? No. A way back into the Ballinger fold? No. The internet is generally too cruel for that. Its judgment's too swift. One can look at the de-evolution of the Miranda Sings empire and see that the longer it drags out, the harder it is to pin down the exact truth. No, it's not. The longer it goes, the more true it becomes. What? Justifiable outrage turns to silly memes and headlines and videos. If there's one thing the saga of Colleen Ballinger and her fans has taught us, it's that today's YouTube winner is tomorrow's loser. This story has been updated. What was updated? What was updated? The update should have been taking it down. Okay, so I have an update for you about the Vanity Fair story. So Trisha Paytas, who they didn't even have the decency to mention by name in the article, came out in support of Adam.
Super triggering from the beginning. Like, there's just so much that I like didn't say, haven't say. Like, you know, it's just a lot. When I was like younger and underage, and I'm talking personally for me, fans of people, where I really do feel that I was manipulated. I feel like it changed my perspective. And again, just talking solely based on me, like, this is so hard to talk about. Like the whistleblower thing, calling someone that is a lot. Like, you know what I mean? Because no matter how you look at the situation, like Adam was a minor. Adam was a fan of somebody and he was made to feel some type of way. You know what I mean? He feels like he was like manipulated.
They've had their issues in the past, but we love to see it. Still think she's super problematic, not supporting her, but I do love that she came out in support of Adam because this story really only has one side and there were multiple victims. I also was able to find out what the update was because in the article it said there was an update. I guess they got Adam's place of birth wrong, so it was just like a geographical error. I still think the update should have been just taking the whole thing down. But yeah, that's where we're at. That is the whole article. I've been filming for way too long. It's too hot and I need to go. So I'm incredulous at the callousness and the just audaciousness of Colleen and all of her minions. I think you're disgusting. I think you should be ashamed of yourself. I hope one day you can look back and genuinely be embarrassed by your behavior, but I don't think you're that self-aware and I don't think you ever will be. It's giving a little narcissism. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, listen to my music. I promise it's not Toxic Gossip Train. It's even better. And I will see you next time. I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna go.
Out your head, but baby, I'ma leave you on red. Baby, I'ma leave you on red. Yeah, I know you want me. You better get in line. I'm everybody's dream girl. See me when you lay your head down at night. Baby, just keep